You're live, pal.
How the fuck are we live? And I have not a single person with me over here on set. Are we just really doing this? Is this a live version of Off the Rails?
That was like Off the Rails.
So we decided to come to work. Okay.
First of all, whatever.
Okay, so we decided to come. I just needed to make sure that I was not doing this all alone. I know it's been a really, really brutal
weekend.
But I didn't know if you was coming or not.
I put this together. It's been a long week, but I could not come to work, I guess.
Yeah. Clearly, I think we're starting off on different levels.
Yeah.
This True Hill Heat number 62. We're at 62.
Oh, 62. Jesus.
62. And shout out to the Spotlight, True Heels, anybody that's watching, listening to us right now, or having us on your phones or your device. We had something very different happen over the weekend. Like very, very different. And to be somebody that is in so many different sports and to be into so many different things, and you get these life-changing occurrences. And personally, like me as a kid, like it depend. Everybody has somebody that's different. Like it hit home for me like big time when Michael Jackson died. Like that was like it was culture changing for me. And there's people, including my guy over here, SP, which Kobe has been a part of our lives for more than half of our lives. And that's just off the TV screen. And that's just off of seeing him play basketball and become this killer on the court, this athlete. And he had some past demons, yes, which I'm telling you, like, that upset me to a point where I was looking for people's addresses when this stuff happened. But just knowing that what he was able to do afterwards, like when the man retired and you finally got to see somebody really live out, he like had 2 full lives in such a short span. It's like he was sent here to lay his mark, and damn it, he did. And it's hard putting these things because you don't expect anything like this. We don't expect anything to ever happen like this. And when I first saw it, I thought it was a hoax. I was like, is this a bad hoax? Like, well, why are people joking around like this? This is not funny. Like, even when assumed it was a joke, it was no flailing. Like, y'all don't do this. Don't do this. And it was real. And it makes you really start thinking of making sure, and I'm very consistent with my loved ones with this. I'm very consistent at just telling you I love you and telling you that, I appreciate all the time that I get to spend with you, because it's not often that you'll never know. You never know. So there's no occasion that's needed for that. There's no occasion needed for that. Like, you need to just be able to just do it. And it if this doesn't like enlighten that process to really appreciate what's around you, you really need to get yourself checked out. And I just cannot imagine like the feelings that is going on between that family, like, and the families I was involved. Like it's this intimate connection that will be horrifying for God knows how long. And that post that she put out, I was like, this is the part that's hard, is that she has to be so strong and deal with the kids and the other 3 daughters, and then has to feel it on her own. Like it's like the most impossible situation to even think of. Yeah. And I would have preferred SP not to be talking about this situation, because it's a very emotional one. Like it's been emotional. Like, I've known him for the better part of damn near 15 years. I've been a Kobe fan since I've known him. Like, literally, like, since I've known, he was already years in as a fan. And
it's something that's harder for we were already fans, but they are fans. Like, they loved, like, if he was a family member, you know, if that makes sense, I want to say. So, like you said, if this don't make you look at things differently, or if you wasn't looking at things differently, then you need to really start. He didn't know that he was not gonna come home. The whole point of him taking those things was to come right back.
To cut time. He wanted to have as much valuable time there as possible, and then the fact that Gigi was there
with him, like
it just really heightens how everything you need to really process and feel things as humans. And this is something that hit hard. Like, it literally, I was at the middle of work. I was like right in the middle of in a busy moment, and it just like stopped me dead in my tracks. Like, I didn't even care if I got fired. It was literally one of those holy shit, like, are y'all serious moments.
Like, they've killed people off a bunch of times, so you would just think that, like, this is not true. I'm not gonna. I saw it and I was like, please, this is. I just did that to my phone. Then it just kept. You just kept getting more alerts, and it was like, yo, did you see this? Did you see it? I'm like, wait, no. Like, why? Like, how?
And guys, I'm sorry that we're talking about it for so long, but this is all right. I know this is a wrestling podcast. This is True Heel Heat, but this hit everyone. Like, this is not something that was supposed to be glossed over. This is not something that will ever like leave our minds as far as what we know in sports and in culture and things of that nature. This is something that you wouldn't even say the last thing on your list, because it's not even a list to be on.
Yeah.
It's not something that was thought of. This is heart wrenching. Like, as far as like being, just knowing the situation. Like, even if you're not a big fan of him, it's the situation that took place, and it's just like we can all like do better, be better, and support each other, and really support each other. Like, these little petty things that people do to each other to get by.
Yeah.
All of these craps that that people want to, little snake shots, snake jabs, and for what? What is it for? Yeah. Like, how do you know you're going to get another chance to rectify and make things better between you and the people that's surrounding you? Like, this needs to really alter your thought process and your priorities. And that's all I'm really going to say about it. And if this hit you personally, good, because it should. It really should.
I think you just said it all very, very well. Like, cut all the BS. There's no time for it. There's none whatsoever. Like, why we all here? We only got one life. Let's enjoy it. Let's have fun. Let's do it together. And if not, I wish you all the best. But hey,
there's a reason I act out so crazy on these tracks. I don't know if this is my last one.
Right.
Like, I don't bring anything different on True Heel Heat, because I don't bring it like I'm super tired, I'm sleepy as hell. Like, I don't ever come on this show because it's like, all right, am I ever going to get to do this again? I don't know. And it's like that mindset is already built, but if it's not, please, like, there's certain things that has to wake us up. This got to be it. And that's all I'm going to really say about it. And it's just been tough.
So let's get some wrestling news in.
We're gonna get some wrestling news and
have our boss come
and
on.
And let the man introduce himself. Obviously, he's.
Well, I couldn't be on camera because I couldn't talk about it for that long. All I want to say is my thoughts and prayers and condolences to Vanessa Bryant,
how would
to
forget that?
her children, to all the victims and their families a part of this helicopter crash. I know we're going to focus more on Kobe because he's a cultural icon, but we want to also think about all the victims from that helicopter crash. But we're here to talk about some wrestling. So
wrestling, we had a weekend.
We're gonna turn the page and we're gonna talk about something.
First of all, this is a lot of page.
It's a lot. It's a lot to get into.
And Chrissy, not for nothing, I kind of left that part out because I knew that, like, one thing that my partner, my brother, is gonna do. He's gonna hear it. He's an analyzer, and no matter what situation, and he's gonna pick up. And so that's we just delivered that all as a team, and that's how we really feel. And you know, and it's thanks y'all for hanging with us, you know.
Yes.
And even throughout a tough week, like y'all taking time out on a Thursday night to watch us talk. Like,
and to talk about wrestling with us. So welcome everyone to the Pro Wrestling Spotlight presents True Heel Heat 62. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3, back once again to my left right here, the beautiful, the lovely princess of the True Heels, the bottle girl of the True Heels, Miss Chrissy Love.
Hey
and
guys.
To my far left, the resident True Heel alcoholic himself, Top Guy JJ.
Yeah, so I'm not banging shit because we have like a situation here. Like we're kind of going ghost town right now, you know. We doing the whole production on our own.
Absolutely.
We ain't gonna hear much noise in the background. You know. I heard something about our little producer over here. I don't think he boondoggled at work. He went to go see his little baby best friend, his little butt muncher. He went to go see who was it, Bruno?
No, I know exactly what he did.
What?
He won our Royal Rumble lottery, and now he's spending the fucking money instead of being our goddamn producer.
But wait a minute.
He won the whole pot.
Wait, he won both numbers?
He won. We did both Rumbles. We only had 18. We only supposed to do one. Romeo, the host of the Romeo Report, was like, no, it's discriminated to not do the women's Royal Rumble. So we had 18 of us who put our money in the pot. They chose numbers out of hat.
I should have paid you $6 so I get more money.
Yeah, you should have. We gotta give it up to Chris G from Joints and Jabronis, who did his live feed and picked the numbers for us.
Yeah.
But we only had 18 people, so not all the numbers were picked. So Baby Seth had number 17. Number 17 did not win the men's Royal Rumble. Ironically enough, number 16 did, but number 17.
I thought he was 15 though.
No, Drew McIntyre was 16. Ricochet was 15 in that Rumble.
When I got 15, I was like, dang it, I was hoping. I was like,
but Charlotte Flair was number 17 in the Women's Royal Rumble. So congratulations to our friendly producer. No, it wasn't a fix. Our friendly producer didn't even know that I entered him in. He had to pay his money. He had to put in the entry fee, but he did win because I entered him in. Because I wanted him to be a part of the game.
Wow. So technically you won.
So I guess.
Technically
I'll take it.
So because
he's only getting some money.
So you CP3.
I know he's not.
So you CP3 and not SP3. So you assisted. So you assisted, but you ain't getting no rings like Chris.
I got rings. Don't start there. Don't go there. I got rings. But let's talk about our True Heel roll call. This is where we shout out a couple of our True Heels. Before we do that, you're going to see a name that is missing from our conversation starters, who was a part of a bunch of conversation starters. We got to make an announcement. This week we promoted 2 of our members to be a part of the admin team for the True Heels group page. So we want to first give it up to a member of the True Heel Trinity, the True Face Steve Salvage, who is now a moderator for the True Heels admin team on the group page. Yes, he's always putting in work, creating the conversation for Monday Night Raw and stuff like that. So Steve is well deserved. And to our good friend, he is wild, he is crazy, but he promised me he will be more diplomatic with his new role for the page. It is the devil incarnate himself, Kelvin Klander.
Oh God.
He is now a part of the True Heels admin team. Yes.
Yo, we're about to start having to add new members like ASAP. He's gonna kick everybody out the door. He's gonna kick
He does that a lot. Anyway.
Is that what he does?
That's what he does.
Oh,
but
God.
we gotta get into our conversation starters. Yes, our conversation starters are True Heel Trinity. And coming in at number 3 was Carlos Navarra. Carlos Navarra had been posting for a bunch of weeks. He was always in the top 5, but it actually entered the top 3. Coming in at number 2 is Beyond 3 Counts NK, who's been a part of the Trinity for a couple of weeks now. And number 1, of course, the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson. True Heels that we got to shout out. Andrade, Sharma, George Diaz, Renee Cortina, Ryan DeLorge, Carissa Lizette, and Jacqueline Colds. And YouTube subscribers, we got to shout out Tabitha Miranda and Mulo Miggs.
Wow.
Special announcement for our YouTube channel. Like Top Guy JJ announced on True Hill Heat 61, he is coming out with his own series to our YouTube channel, Off the Rails with Top Guy JJ. Should be his first pilot episode should be up on the YouTube channel in the next couple of weeks. And a new one, it is the Retro Rebels with myself and a new addition to the True Hills YouTube channel.
How many shows you gonna do?
I do the 3 count with SP3. I gotta do something else. I gotta watch some shows. You guys do all the reviews.
I
want to review something.
Stuff.
I want to review stuff.
Alright, wait till them twins get here.
Yeah, I won't have that much time. But he has kids as well. My good friend.
Listen, man, he's saying he's like Edge, man. He don't know how long this ride is
going to last. But you're along here with me.
He's just coming along with him.
And my good friend Frisco, he's gonna join us. We're Retro Rebels. We're gonna be watching old school shows from the past, whether it's WCW, NWA, WWF.
What are you guys gonna be like?
We are starting off with WWF Prime Time Wrestling, which was the old show that had matches as well as a talk show with Gorilla Monsoon. Wink, wink. Shouts out to my girl Tia. And the one, the only, Bobby the Brain.
You said wink, wink. I can't.
That's her uncle.
Wow.
But Top Guy JJ.
I know what I'm saying. Just like
wink, wink. Top Guy JJ. Since we don't have our producer behind the camera, tell them what the True Hills and the Spotlight have to say.
Well, lots of love, obviously, in the beginning for Kobe. This is very clear. I mean, that it's been the dominant thing so far. And there's like a special comment that I want to read from Nick. He said, because of stuff like this, I just want to give a shout out to the whole True Hill Heat crew. That's SP3, Chrissy, myself, the producer. Just love and appreciate what we do. This is why we do it.
Thank you.
Like, and much love for that. And it's just congratulating Steve. I mean, come on, y'all. Like, yo, Kevin, what? AKA El Diablo Fuego.
I like that. El Diablo Fuego.
That's from Chris.
Chris, that's a great nickname for
and we're getting a year.
From who? You're not even saying who it is.
Danny, it was a bunch of fucking unders. It's like in a different language.
Patterson?
Danny Mo Patterson.
Okay, someone new.
If you're new, shout yourself out because I mean I haven't seen all of that stuff before.
Well, Danny Mo's I think there's a member of the True Hills group page. But thank you for watching. True Hill Heat 62. We got to shout out the new commenters to the comment section. But let's get into
and then AJ Cratchit gonna try to watch 35 Manias in 35 days. Why?
You know what? Do it and let us know how it is. I would love to know how it is.
I believe in you, AJ. I believe in you.
Not for nothing. I watched a Royal Rumble from I want to say it was 89 or 90. I'm like, wow, what the fuck?
I'm just saying, just make sure that
1991 was not that bad.
Just make sure that you have a.
No, it's either 89 or 90. Was it?
Just
Hulk Hogan won both.
I was just
talking about the matches themselves, before. Now I was like, Dad, we really love this shit. And this shit is cheesy as a motherfucker. I was like,
it was over the top cheesy.
Matter of fact, it was the one that Roddy Piper he beat. He won the Intercontinental.
Oh, 92.
Gotta be 92 then.
Yeah, that's the best one. That's when Ric Flair won from the number 3 spot.
That's yes. He came in at number 3 because it first started off with.
I think DiBiase and British Bulldog.
The British Bulldog, yes, that's the. And Sherry came out. I was like, what the fuck does Sherry have? I was like, oh my god.
That's why they call me a wrestling savant.
And good luck getting through WrestleMania 9.
Yes. Or WrestleMania 11.
Oh no, 9 was.
Or 1.
Like 9
or 2 from 3 different arenas.
But I'm just saying 9.
No, 5 was amazing.
9.
I like 5.
I like
5 was the Mega Powers
5 and 4. Yeah. 5 and 4
4 was
good.
the tournament, the WWF title.
Yes, with Macho Man one.
Ooh,
I love that
and
one.
And then enjoy 32.
No, so yeah, please let us know how that goes. When do you plan on starting? You're gonna lead it up all the way to.
He's gonna wait till there's 35 days left on the calendar.
Okay, all right.
And then he's gonna watch it.
We're gonna count you down, friend.
AJ, we want to hear a comment from you on each and every True Hill Heat up until WrestleMania, and you tell us what Mania you're up to, and we'll shoot the shit with you. We'll talk about the Mania.
I think 9 has to be the worst one ever.
He'll probably stop on 9 at one.
Nah.
I think 9 is gonna make him take a break.
Yeah, I'll probably make him take a break.
Because mine didn't even have that many. Okay,
But
so
let's get into our top news.
Sorry.
It was a big weekend. It was Royal Rumble 2020 weekend, and at the Royal Rumble 2020,
are we starting off with Royal Rumble? We're not even doing
the biggest news to come out the Royal Rumble was the return of the rated R superstar Edge.
Wait. Whoa. What?
That's how Tony Chimmel announces it.
Rated R superstar.
It's basically Chimmel's Justin Roberts.
What?
Taking the best shit ever.
Cena!
Moxley!
He's like an engine. He's like, it's awesome. So, yes, he entered the Rumble at number 21 to a huge pop, one of the biggest pops of the whole entire night. WWE, of course, missed his first spear to Dolph Ziggler. Thank you, Kevin Dunn. But other than that, his return went without a hitch. Unless we talk about an injury that he somewhat caused. We'll talk about that later. WWE also built the entire... They built the entire post-Rumble Raw around the return of Edge with his return promo in the closing segment.
We're definitely, this was a True Hill moment. This is what happens when we ain't got a producer. I'm loving the off the rail shit. So you want to change it?
Yes.
My shit is halfway done.
We all did, unfortunately.
You should have done this before I got into the top news. I'm trying to get going. Here, he was interrupted by longtime friend and former tag team partner Randy Orton.
That was a great
who teased a reunion of Rated RKO, which got a big pop. Only to give the RKO to Edge in one of the best closing segments to Monday Night Raw in years. Orton attacked Edge with a steel chair, finishing the job with a one-man concerto. Reports following the Royal Rumble came out from the Wrestling Observer newsletter that Edge negotiated and was offered a lucrative contract by none other than All Elite Wrestling. As it seemed like Vince McMahon would never allow doctors to clear Edge to return to the ring in WWE. So basically, Edge used AEW as leverage to get a new deal with WWE.
Wow.
Edge would then sign a 3-year deal worth reportedly $3 million a year for about 5 to 6 matches and about 25 to 35 television appearances. One of the biggest deals WWE has given to someone for a part-time deal, but not higher than, of course, Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, or The Undertaker. So, Chrissy Love, what was your thoughts on the return of Edge at the Royal Rumble?
I was really excited. I don't know if you saw my post, but I was so mad because I'm a part of a wrestling fantasy league as well. And I knew I should have picked him as like a surprise returner, but I didn't because I saw his post and I was like, man, he just probably shouldn't. He's probably like doing a Rihanna, just like playing with us. So I didn't put him down as my returner, so I didn't get extra points, so I was pissed. But I was so excited at the same time to see him come back. Mm-hmm. He looked great, a little scruffiness, a little older guy, but still mature. He still didn't miss a beat per se, I want to say. I was excited. It catapulted the men's Royal Rumble to be more exciting than the whole Brock and like the 10 people that he eliminated or whatever.
I love that part.
We'll
talk about it more when we
right.
talk about the Royal Rumble.
I love how he still like didn't miss a beat and how everyone just like, holy crap. And then as a wrestling fan, I'm like, I didn't have any expectations of the Rumble being good. Because they didn't even give us much to go by before the show. We didn't know really much of what was going to happen for this show. Usually they have a good build-up. This wasn't a really good build-up for this whole show.
Not really.
So, like, who was going to be our surprises? Who was going it didn't really have a good, like, So this gave the show that that it needed, you know what I'm saying? So
it definitely was a boost.
It was a boost for them. They was like, they have to pull out the stops because they're not winning it much around here in these streets right now. So they got to pull out those one-ups. They got spades. They got one of the possible. I'm going to give you. So I thought I was very, very excited for both him and his wife to have a great night.
Absolutely. Date night with the Copelands.
Yo! Date night, man! Like, let's go do this. We got a sitter. Let's go put our clothes on.
So, JJ, what was your thoughts on the closing segment to Raw with Edge and Randy Orton? And how do you feel about a potential Mania match between those two?
That'd be great.
Top to, like, from start to finish, to me, one of the best segments I've seen in years. One of the best endings to Raw, to me, in about a half a decade.
I haven't seen an ending of
The
Raw.
ending that when that was the first cliffhanger Raw ending I've gotten in so long, where like I can't wait to see what happens next week now. Like I'm actually now, it's like yo, that it was a great story being told by two vets, and this is so believable. It's like it felt like kayfabe wasn't dead for a quick second. Like I love the ending, like one of the best executed endings I've seen in a long time. And it's a hard pill to swallow to say that, damn, that role was actually pretty damn good.
I said it on the last episode. I said it on 61. I'm going to say it again. Monday Night Raw, whether people want to realize it or not, has been a really good show for the last couple of months. It's been building to where it's been right now. This was been, I will say this week.
It has like the first, it'll start off rough, then the middle hours like,
I always think it has pretty solid starts to it. It just has the bad part is just Rusev and Lana. Rusev, Lana, and Lashley. That's the only bad part. And they kept that to 2 minutes on this episode. That's why it was the best episode of Raw in a long time. I'd say this is the best ending to Raw since Becky Lynch's bloody nose against Ronda Rousey.
Since last year.
That was 2 years ago now. That was 2018. Yeah, it's been almost 2 years since we had a very quality, like JJ said, quality cliffhanger type of Raw closing segment. But what do you guys think about the potential matchup between Rated RKO, Edge versus Randy Orton?
I think it has a lot of freedom potential because of how it looked. Edge was able to take bumps and hits during the Rumble. That was the first thing I was paying attention to, was how active is he going to be in the ring?
Right.
How much bumps is he taking? How much hits he's taking? He is going through this full throttle. He is going until he can't go. So he's not fighting like how Miz would wrestle. Like he ain't taking safe bumps, safe hits, and all these safe actions. He is going at it. Like he took knee triggers to the face. He was taking all sorts of bumps.
He really was.
Edge was back in the ring. Like, he was in it. Like, he ain't going to be able to absorb it as much as he did back then. He'll probably need a couple weeks off as soon as he's done. Mm-hmm. But he looks like when he gets in that ring, he is going all the way. So that's what I'm really looking forward. If they have this match at Mania, if Orton can stay healthy because he's had an injury bug over the past, year and a half. If he gets through that, I think this has the potential to be a really, really good show-stealing match.
This is what a hell of a way to kick off the road to WrestleMania. I mean, if we 2 years ago we knew where the road was leading to, but if we're starting off like this and we stay on the same path, we could have a great long ass show. But I think the road so far is looking. It has high hopes. It's looking good.
I would say this is the best start to the road to WrestleMania.
Yes, in years.
In a decade. And I'm gonna give it up for the MVP of Monday Night Raw this week, Randall Keith Orton. Because my God, if it's been years since we had that good of a closing segment, it's been decades since we saw Randy Orton that good. The facial expressions, the body language, the promo. People didn't even peep what he said in the promo. In the past, I used to have a very self-destructive personality.
In the beginning,
all the fans say, "Ooh, I'm not like that anymore."
As soon as he was like, "Oh shit!" And if anybody would have been able to sit here and say they could have predicted what he would have done, you're lying. Mm-hmm. Because the way he dragged it. And then he flipped it. And then he dragged it again.
Then he acted conflicted. Without even saying a word, you got that he was conflicted. Should he be doing it to his friend? I kind of got the point that his whole body language and his just just the way he did his acting in that scene, he wasn't too sure if he wanted to do that to him.
Right, yeah.
But he felt like this is his nature.
Choice, yeah.
This is what he's supposed to do, and he doesn't want to see his friend suffer. He wants to end it for him right now.
He's already took it there. He might as well finish it.
You might as well finish the job. Like, you started now. Let's go.
So besides Orton, who is the number one person, before we take it to the spotlight and the True Heels, who's the number one person you guys want to see go one-on-one with Edge on the WWE roster?
Well, he messed up someone else, but you know.
Who?
AJ.
Honestly, I thought that was what we were going to lead to with their whole face-off in the Rumble.
Right, and because that was as soon as he got in, that was who he was face. I was like, ooh, that'd be a great match.
And they're friends in real life too.
Right. I like that one. Who else did he have a standoff with in the ring?
Roman.
He had a Roman.
Spear versus spear.
Spear. If you ain't still, who gonna do the best spear? Let's have a spear match. That one was a good one, like a teaser.
Just number one person.
Drew and damn Edge too. I think that would have been great. I think that'd be great too. I mean, not for nothing. Hell, just to see him back in action, I think all those guys. I think he can go take great bumps with. Seth Rollins, hell.
That's another good one.
That's another good one. I think would be great too.
What about you, JJ? Who's the number one?
Number one for me would be Drew McIntyre. Like, I mean, I will lead into why in a little while, but I am just so happy with how the Royal Rumble turned out.
Oh my God! Yes.
Like, I'm so happy because this leads exactly. I've been eyeballing Drew McIntyre for the better part of it.
We're gonna talk about the Rumble.
Right. So that's why he would be my top choice, but right after that would be Seth Rollins at a number 2.
Okay.
I want to say someone that he didn't interact with in the Royal Rumble, because to me, I want to first say Edge's promo on Monday Night Raw was the very best babyface promo Edge has ever done in his career.
Wow.
I just want to say that. Because Edge, to me, was best as a heel.
He is.
So, seeing Edge as a heel down the line is something that I really want to see again. And if I'm going to see Edge as a heel, there's only one person I want to see him verse that he's never versed before, Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan versus Edge would be excellent. Because Daniel Bryan, like we'll talk about when we talk about the Royal Rumble, drags chicken shit out of pieces of shit that can't have a good match with anybody. I'm just saying. I love his character. I love the guy's character that he dragged a good match out of. But his matches, shit. So let's get into our next bit of top news, and we're gonna be talking about Andrade's suspension. His suspension from Monday Night Raw and the WWE. It was announced on late Monday evening via Ryan Satin and the Pro Wrestling Sheet and WWE Backstage that WWE United States Champion Andrade had been suspended for violating the WWE wellness policy. WWE would then later confirm on Tuesday. So what was your guys... the announcement followed Andrade successfully defending the U.S. title versus Humberto Carrillo on the Royal Rumble 2020 kickoff show. Then again on Monday Night Raw. Why again on Monday Night Raw? I don't know. It was reported by Wrestling Observer that Andrade did not lose the United States Championship due to Raw creative director Paul Heyman going to bat for him and insisting it was too early for him to lose the title, too early in Humberto's push to give him the title, and that Heyman views Andrade as one of the future stars to build around. So what was your guys' thoughts on the suspension of Andrade and how the WWE handled it?
They didn't handle it any other way, like they wouldn't handle something else. I mean,
well, they did, because usually a guy that's champion that gets suspended, he loses his title.
They write him off. They write the title off of him.
This is,
every single time. You can't. There's never been a time where a guy got suspended and you get to keep his title ever.
Good thing your girlfriend is Charlotte Flair. Boom.
You know, checkmate.
Checkmate, bitches. Helps to have good people in high places, because if you didn't have Charlotte and Paul, he probably would have been out of it. But I mean, hopefully this will be a learning experience and a lesson learned where he won't do the shit again. Maybe. just do better. That's all.
I mean, I just find it unfortunate when people get like Andrade he had a great second half of 2019. Like he has been one of the few that came from NXT to actually almost equal his run in NXT as he's doing in WWE right now. Yeah. His closeout of 2019 with these matches has been incredible. So he's been on a great run. Mm-hmm. But I guess it's like sometimes like when you get on this run, people try to look out for you. People try to do a little bit more. People try to fuel you up more for your big pushes, but you might not be aware of what's entering your body. And that happens a lot, like especially when athletes and agents all of a sudden starts taking care of your diets and everything. They'll start giving you something and don't check and see if it's banned. They don't check to see if it's on the substance abuse policy list, and then they'll get caught. I think this was an honest mistake. I don't think that this was something that he has done before. He's never been suspended. He's never failed his test before. He has no history of this. So I am not ruling out that this was something that he honestly put in his body that was a banned substance that was a mistake.
Question.
I mean, most of the time it is a mistake. That's what they all say.
Yeah, but I just think differently about him because he's busted his ass for the better part of 4 years to be where he's at with this brand, and it's for people that's not certain tone, you got to work a little bit harder to get the pushes that he has been getting. So he has earned his shit, and I don't think he's gonna mess it up by putting the wrong pill in his body.
Or you use that pill to get that push. Anyway, go ahead. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm the devil's advocate here,
what you think
but I'm just saying his push only started a couple of months ago. He started looking bigger a couple of months ago, and he wins the U.S. title.
I'm not on board at all. I'm not on board.
I'm not gonna say he did it, but all I can say is that the reality of the situation does not look good for him.
Anything to add?
Anything to add?
I mean, not really. I just want to know if is it just pills? Can I get high and smoke?
No, you can't do that.
You can't smoke neither.
That's on this substance.
That's a part of the substance.
Well, except if your name's Matt Riddle. Anyway.
I mean, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Bro.
Like if y'all
the bros who wait some more. Oh my God! Do you?
And he just look hot all day.
Absolutely,
every day.
He does every single time. Do you agree with Heyman and his view of Andrade as a future star to build around?
He can. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about you, JJ?
I guess not. It's a long. What you just said about him?
All right. Can you answer Can you ask the question is this a trick way of asking this?
No. I said, do you agree with Paul Heyman and his view of Andrade as a future star?
I mean, yes, 100%. But I just don't want it to sound politically correct. Andrade's damn good. He's really freaking good.
He is.
And I just want to take it and believe it that this was a mistake. And that I don't think that they took the title off him because they see a strong future for him. He could be their best mid-card person in the entire company. Now, obviously sometimes they kind of shoot their shot a little too quick and put them in a title picture and it become a failure.
Right.
A la Shinsuke Nakamura. So, yeah,
wow.
Right, yeah. R.I.P. to his
the whole outfit, everything going
trash, right, yeah. So we'll digress from that, but I just think that they got the slow burn with Andrade. He's carrying the mid card division, which has been phenomenal. So yeah, I do think that I agree with Heyman with the potential, and
I agree with all three guys that Heyman views as the future stars to build around. That's Andrade, Ali Black, and Drew McIntyre. So yeah, I agree. Andrade is a future star, regardless of if I think he took something bad or didn't. I cannot deny the man's talent. He deserves to be a future star.
I'm gonna figure out this connection at some point as to why you got this hate on Andrade. I'm gonna figure this connection out.
I don't have no hate on Andrade.
There's always a connect.
I don't have no hate on Andrade.
I'm gonna figure this shit out.
I am simply the devil's advocate here.
There's a reason why you're the advocate.
I just said it's a little suspicious. Let's hear from the spotlight and the truth.
Japan stuff we can't do tonight. You got to do.
I can run through everything.
3 count or something like that. Let's see what else you got. Oh, bro.
Let's hear the spotlight in the truth.
So my man Chris says Charlotte got more clout than Hawkins and Ryder combined at this point, and those motherfuckers in a decade.
Done.
But why Hawkins and Ryder though? Like, why you gotta pick on them for, yo? I mean, damn.
Let's see.
And then Andrade's the man Pero, leave the yayo alone.
I know that came from Chris as well.
Of course.
And what? Any other comments from anybody else?
Michael Campbell says, "What does this mean for Zelina Vega? Hope she's not off the TV."
It means she's gonna be off TV for a month. Sorry, Jason, you gotta miss Zelina.
She can have a little couple singles matches
just
lose.
She won't. Just follow her on Twitter. You'll be fine.
But she'll be there with Aleister Black.
And then of course, really, Chris, like, come on, man. He probably just popped the blue chew for the Queen one night, and Vince said, "We can't approve of that shit now."
Blue Chew is sponsored by AEW. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Oh my god, I can't.
We're gonna talk about week 18 of the Wednesday Night Wars.
Yes,
we talk about it every week on Thursday because Thursdays the ratings come out. It was weekend 18 of the Wednesday Night Wars. AEW Dynamite featured the main event of the Inner Circle, the Le Champion, Chris Jericho, and Le Champion, and Santana and Ortiz versus Darby Allin and Private Party. As the main event, that drew 828,000 viewers with a .34 in the 18 to 49 demo, third place overall in 18 to 49, and WWE NXT, which featured the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic with Grizzled Young Veterans versus the Broserweights. It drew 712,000 viewers with .22 in the 18 to 49, finishing 37. What was your thoughts on both shows last night?
I could have sworn both shows were like a tie.
Huh?
I thought both shows were like neck and neck.
Honestly, quality-wise, most weeks NXT and AEW are
neck and neck.
Yeah, they're both good to great.
I mean, I don't see the numbers in this, but okay, maybe it got to be a DVR or something. I don't know. Someone is not watching one show.
That's the people that watch the show.
What concerns me, in a sense, is I think without a shadow of a doubt, and this is not even to be like frank, NXT show was way better this week. This week, it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. That's just what I feel, is that I got a better feeling out of the rivalries that closed out in NXT, and that main event with the Broserweights versus the Grizzled Young Vets was fucking amazing. So it's something that's not gripping the fans to watch NXT, and there is already a major AEW loyal, faithful watcher. They're a faithful AEW viewer, which I love, which is the stuff that I'm loving. The fact that AEW is putting this threat in them, but it feels like there's this disconnect that's not drawing people to watch NXT. Like, AEW at 828 is great, but again, like how I mentioned maybe a month ago with seeing 717,000, like that's not a lot for the USA Network. That's not even 1 million views, and then you watch Monday Night Raw, and they get north of 2 million plus. So where's the other 2 million WWE faithful that watches wrestling? So
I'm gonna answer your question, and I'm gonna answer the second question I got here. What do you believe is the issue with NXT and why it does not draw more viewers?
Go ahead.
NXT has no fucking stars. I said. Has no fucking stars. Every fucking promo, angle, set up for a feud is the fucking same. It's all fucking stale. Every fucking feud in NXT, if it doesn't have to do with a goddamn title, it starts off like this. Wrestler A attacks Wrestler B. They have a match on NXT the following week. The following week, they have some dumbass angle where they interview in each other's matches. The following week, they have the blow-off match. Or they wait a couple of weeks and do the blow-off match at TakeOver. Rinse, watch, and repeat for the last fucking 4 months. They have no stars. The only stars that can draw for them are Adam Cole, because he was actually pushed on the main roster. But guys like Matt Riddle that can draw casual fans, guys like Keith Lee who can draw casual fans, they're not used properly. Keith Lee didn't win a title until last fucking week. Matt Riddle showed up in the Royal Rumble and lasted 40 fucking seconds.
That was dead, man.
Like the people wanna live in this delusional land where NXT, yes, week in, week out, NXT's in-ring action is bar none. They have the best in-ring action of any weekly TV show in wrestling. But NXT does not have a good pro wrestling show. It doesn't have good promos. It doesn't have good angles. It just has good matches. It's NXT TakeOver every fucking week on USA, and honestly, that doesn't draw viewers. It's been proven for the last 18 weeks, and I'm saying it to all of you wrestling fans.
I mean, and not for nothing. I think.
Really
I think.
No, because I'm seeing people acting like they don't know.
I know.
NXT has no stars.
I know.
And they don't have creative. They don't have creative promos. They don't have creative angles, and they definitely have stale ass setups for all their mid card.
And I know when SP is mad, and I know when he's like trying to relay a message, and I think this is him trying to relay a message.
Okay.
Because in a sense, is that. He's right, like, and I don't like, and I hate agreeing with him this many times in the show, but he's right that NXT puts on a great product, but with no, there's no end game to it because there's no big dog, there's no top dog in the company. Like Adam Cole is the NXT champion, but is he the superstar of the franchise?
No, absolutely not.
So. Like they haven't done like NXT has done an admirable job. Like they have done an admirable job.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like they've done great. But this is why they brought Finn Balor. This is why they brought these guys. But right, so they're not hitting the mark with nailing one superstar go-to end game storyline.
Right.
There's no end game. There's literally just a vicious cycle that keeps going. It puts out a good product.
Right.
Where is it leading to?
That makes sense. That does make sense because soon as they start the show on the network going weekly, okay, great. Then you bring Finn Balor back. Okay, you bring him back to do what? Have matches to push other guys but still win? I'm very confused. Like,
you're not even using his star power to build someone up.
Right. Like, you have the matches. He's heel. He goes and he attacks these guys. He beats them up, but he still wins. Like, okay, but what was the whole purpose? He could have done that on Raw, SmackDown if that was the case. And even if that, I don't even know. But I think that to bring him, you have a point where you say they're not doing. You want to do this to wait for Ciampa or Gargano to come back? I don't know what they're doing to have these stars, and then you just leave them. Like right there.
Finn Balor should not be called the Prince. He should be called the Perpetrator. Because that ain't Prince the Vet. That's fucking Raw and SmackDown Finn Balor posing as Prince the Vet.
And leading again, it's like no one is taking, and this is alright, so NXT is putting on a good product, but it sometimes it's like you gotta kinda look at the talent even too. Like there's no talent that's taking it over. There's no one that's taking over the brand.
And Keith Lee seemed like he was on that track. Yeah. And now they just like kind of like.
And then they gave him a.
They're like, hold up, let's do the North American title.
And then they gave him the North American title literally the week prior on their their takeover.
No, it was their regular show.
It was the regular show.
The
close up NXT 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago he won the NXT title from Roderick Strong. Yes, great. And then 2 weeks later in the Royal Rumble, he gets eliminated in 3 minutes.
Yep.
So it's like you're not matching the pushes with what we're trying to envision as fans.
You know how I got one for you. You know how you drive on the highway, right?
Which is a great point, which is from a comment that's going to be on here. A great add on top.
Yeah, you continue, and then we'll go to the comment.
Yeah. So imagine, you know how you're on the highway, you're driving, you're doing a cool like 85, 90, and then Waze tell you, police ahead or whatever, and you start to slow down real fast. You don't want them to catch you. That's what they did with Keith Lee.
Yep.
He was moving. He was getting a whole bunch of memento. He was a star regardless. But they was like, okay, hey, this guy. Let's give him give him a push. And then it just went and just stopped.
They was like, nah, we didn't mean to give you a push. We mean to give you a nudge.
Right.
That nudge to North American title.
We want to give you a push-ish. A push-ish.
Right. Because it's like at one point he was going for the NXT title.
Yeah.
And then it stopped, and you didn't do that. You gave it to who did they give it to?
Finn Balor. Finn Balor became number one contender. Then he versed Adam Cole, and they did the Raw finish of him getting distracted by Johnny Gargano.
Right.
Like, and that's another thing people don't want to admit about NXT. That slowly but surely, stuff that happens on Raw and SmackDown is happening on NXT. We get a lot of distracting finishes now. We get a lot of big matches on TV when it should be safe for TakeOver. Tegan Nox versus Dakota Kai. I'm talking to you. Like, how the fuck did the biggest moment of War Games that you seem to be building a new heel female around Dakota Kai, and Tegan Nox just shows up in a Battle Royal moment?
Yeah.
Like, I was just fucking blown by that.
And there's going to be a question that I have, and anybody on the True Heels or the Spotlight can respond to this. And this is going to relate to all of our points right here. Name a WrestleMania takeover worthy main event at this point with the stories taken on right now.
I can.
But like, is it sellable for us that it can carry us through that weekend?
Yeah.
Sell it.
Ciampa beats Cole at TakeOver Portland, and Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa at WrestleMania.
Like again?
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. That's the one you build around.
But now we gotta wrap our heads again on this. They did this for almost 2 years.
Hey, they didn't get to have their blow off. They finally got their blow off.
Help me out, y'all.
I guarantee you, if the main event of TakeOver in WrestleMania will either be Ciampa versus Gargano or something with Balor in it with those two.
Did we say that this was the first time that NXT lost for the weekend?
What do you mean? I'd say Worlds Collide was better than the Royal Rumble.
Think so?
Yes.
Even with the two Royals.
I mean, we're wrestling.
The women's Royal Rumble was not as good as the men's.
It was not, absolutely not.
It was not.
The men were totally better.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're not going to go into it because I know we have a segment for that.
Yeah.
But
we'll talk about Naomi standing on the table for half an hour.
Let's hear
it in the spotlight.
You know I'm ready. You know I'm ready.
Let's hear it from the spotlight in the truth.
Alright, so a little bit of Kobe love, and then also from, this is a question, I'll let you handle this one, SP. Then what about the rumors about Charlotte going after the NXT title?
This is another example of Vince McMahon throwing superstars from the main roster on the NXT to draw ratings. But this one is much better to me than Finn Balor. Charlotte Flair is a draw. She draws viewers on Monday Night Raw. She's drawing viewers on WWE SmackDown. Finn Balor never did that on Raw or SmackDown. So I feel
that's not whose fault is that though?
It's his.
Really?
He got complacent. Honestly, I said this on episodes before. Finn Balor became complacent. Every single match he had on the main roster, every single match was the fucking same. He has 5 moves. He has less moves than Roman Reigns. No matter how much people want to talk shit about Roman Reigns, Finn Balor had less moves on the main roster.
She's not defending Finn's wrestling style. She's defending Finn Balor's abs.
I know.
She's not defending his in-ring at all.
I know.
For
all that you shit on him, Matt Riddle is a better promo than Finn Balor. Finn Balor doesn't get a reaction for his promos unless he says something insider. Like, oh, you didn't make it to TakeOver because you get injured. Ha ha ha! I'm the prince. Ha ha ha! That's my Irish accent.
Moving on. So Jason Michael Campbell with back-to-back comments that says Pete Dunne is awesome and Matt Riddle sucks. They should have not won the Dusty Classic. Jason, 2 words for you on that. Shut up. Away.
Once they put them together, I'm sorry to cut you off. Once they put them together, you already knew that they were going to win. Like that was a shoo-in.
Of course,
it's obvious.
Joint manipulation.
It's obvious. So following that up was I'll tell you, going away from the bigger picture guys really sucks for the WWE. The smaller guys are just not working. So it's seeing that the WWE is moving away from the bigger wrestlers, and the smaller guys are just not getting the job done. That's a very old school mentality.
Who said that?
Jason again.
Okay.
It's a very old school mentality But I do see the mix of needing to have the bigger guy as a big star.
Why does the big guy have to be a big star?
But that's just been a wrestling model forever.
For years.
Right.
It's just been the wrestling model forever. Like, until it gets changed.
Yeah.
Like, we had our moments where we had the Shawn Michaels, the Bret Harts, and then we had the smaller guys running it for a very short time. But there's always been, like, the big marquee guy that's always ran it.
Okay.
And that was hammering his point down with the NXT thing, is that there's not a single person that is even on.
There's no big guy.
He's not even on the cusp of becoming that in NXT. There's no one even near.
So do you think that there is someone there that can do it?
At the moment, Keith Lee.
Yeah.
It would be Keith Lee, but he has to get the slow burn. He has to go through the adversity part. He has to go through the part where he gets screwed over. Like, there's something bad. He needs to go through bad adversity in order for us to appreciate the climb to the top.
On the men's side, I feel like there's only two guys that can draw casual viewers. Matt Riddle and Keith Lee. Keith Lee because he's a big dude who can do amazing things, and Matt Riddle because he has one of the most infectious personalities and charisma that I've ever seen. Just him in the tag team with Pete Dunne, where he's like, when we win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, you're gonna see Pete is the life of the party, and then Pete with his face.
And then I'll let Chrissy handle this one. And this is coming from Chris. So he says, and this is regarding how the treatment of why NXT hasn't been able to develop a bigger star. He says, I think they're still being treated as a stepping stone to Raw or SmackDown, which is why there's less emphasis on creating stars and just showcasing their in-ring abilities until they get to the main roster where they can develop an actual persona.
Makes sense.
That's actually very well said, Chris.
So, yeah, I mean, usually, I'm pretty sure there wasn't like a chancleta or a Corona joke in there somewhere, but that was very straight.
I will say the other part that is preventing NXT from overcoming AEW is that WWE spent years upon years telling us that NXT is the developmental brand.
Yes.
That is the little brother to Raw and SmackDown, so it will take forever. It will take years for them to get that stigma away.
It's going to take a long time, but I think I think they're getting the talent in order to do it. They just need, one, the call-ups need to stop. Like, there needs to not be call-ups anymore. Or there needs to either just be straight trades, or there needs to just stop with the call-ups because they can't keep losing talent. That's how they don't get to build that big superstar. They don't get Finn Balor's or Kevin Owens or people like Shinsuke Nakamura's.
I don't want that.
I'm
sorry. I am all for the wrestlers making money. These niggas on NXT don't make no fucking money.
But then in a sense, so then it contradicts what you're aiming for is the big star on NXT.
No, I'm not aiming for the big star in NXT. Honestly, I just want these guys to make money, and I want them to become stars on the main roster.
But you have this gripe about them not being able to develop or make a big star. You can't make a big star when they keep calling them up to the roster.
You can't make a big star when you put together crap promos and crap angles. So that's the bigger problem. It has nothing to do with the stars, honestly. I feel like the bigger problem is they have a stale outline for every feud in NXT.
And when do that chance get to come for them on that brand without an extended time to let it play out?
Well, you had an extended time for Ciampa and Gargano, and you guys don't want to even see the main event takeover.
We see it like 6 times already.
No, it's only been 3 matches.
Why do we need a 4th one?
Because they never got it at WrestleMania last year.
Next thing.
And then I'm not even reading the.
Alright, so let's get into the WWE news. Charlotte Flair, like was said before, she won the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble, and now reportedly will challenge Rhea Ripley for the NXT Championship at WrestleMania.
Not even as it was.
Wrestling Observer newsletter reports the Men's Royal Rumble was produced by Shane McMahon, Jamie Noble, Chris Parks, aka The Abyss, and Lance Storm, with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar having input on the Brock portion of the match, as well as Vince McMahon producing the final sequence where Drew McIntyre defeated Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble. The Women's Royal Rumble was produced by Michael Hayes, Tyson Kidd, Adam Pearce, and Mickie James, with Triple H helping with the flow of the match.
Wait, who did what now? What was the floor?
The women's was
Triple
Rumble.
A. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I heard something else. I was like, wait, what?
Did that hit a trigger?
Almost. Go ahead.
Original plans for the Rumble had Roman Reigns and Shayna Baszler winning the respective Rumbles. What I said on True Hill Heat 61 until a change was made earlier last week. Soon as they saw True Hill Heat 61.
And unfortunately, these were both of my picks.
This is both of my picks too.
I was right on every match.
Ronda, I picked Ronda.
I was right on every match.
You
I
said
was right on the
Ronda,
matches, but the Rumbles I got both wrong.
all the matches we got right. Yes, absolutely. Every match we got right. Go ahead.
I was gonna let you go. Go ahead.
No, go.
Okay.
AJ Styles. Something hit your trigger on the women's Rumble match.
Yes, but
I could tell. You could tell, right? AJ Styles was injured in the Royal Rumble match after taking a bump off of Edge's spear. He will reportedly be out for 4 to 6 weeks, but should be back for WrestleMania. Wait, excuse me. Our Lord and Savior, UFC Hall of Famer, and the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, will not be competing at WrestleMania this year. Wrestling Observer reports that WWE wanted to do Ronda versus Charlotte, which was the original plan for last year before Becky got over big. Current plans for Mania have Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship, Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley for the NXT title, Edge versus Randy Orton, and the already announced Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. I'll let Job Guy JJ read the next news note.
So, I have no idea who the WOL is.
Wrestling Observer newsletter. But
what I got out of this is that there are reports with the WWE that the Phenom is going to come up under that Tampa water and make an appearance at WrestleMania 36. 3 WrestleManias after he promised to retire. 3 years after he left the hat and the coat in the ring. 3 years after we wasted our breath chanting his name for 10 minutes.
Niggas cried! Niggas fucking cried!
3 years after we booed Roman Reigns vigorously for 15 minutes to leave the ring.
Can we continue on? Can we just go on? Can we go
and 3 years later, the CSP3 irritated again.
Well, didn't Undertaker fought in like Super Saudi Money 15?
Yes!
Then he fight in Super Showdown?
Yes! It's all been trash for 3 years! For 3 fucking years! Every single time this man steps in a goddamn ring, I want to fucking poke my eyes out. God. So, but speaking of my good friend, Matthew Riddle, NXT's Matthew Riddle and WWE Champion Brock Lesnar had a confrontation backstage at the Royal Rumble, where Brock told him to quit tagging him on social media for a match, as he will never, ever work with him. Damn. PW Insider reports that NXT trainers mentioned to not do this in media class a few days later, which got a huge laugh from the roster. Nice job, Riddle. Both Nikki and Brie Bella tell People's Magazine that they are currently both pregnant 2 weeks apart. Congratulations to them both. And in the biggest news from WWE of the day, Joe Barrios and Michelle Wilson, the co-presidents of WWE, are out as co-presidents. They completely out of nowhere dropped out and quit their jobs as co-presidents of WWE. Immediately following this announcement, the WWE stock price dropped almost $10 in 2 minutes.
So how much does it cost now?
It went from $66 at the beginning of the day. It is now at $48 right now.
Stock?
The WWE stock price went down to $48. It went down by 20% in an hour following this announcement.
Because the president's left.
Yes, because the president's left. Okay. And I am panicking with all my shares.
I know.
I hope it goes up. All right. AEW news. The artist formerly known as Luke Harper, a.k.a. now Brody Lee, again is reportedly rumored to debut with AEW on the March 18th episode of AEW Dynamite from Rochester, New York, which is his hometown. Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho for the AEW World title is now official for AEW Revolution on February 29th. Talks between AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling's Lance Archer are said to be serious and close to being finalized. And AEW Dynamite in Newark, New Jersey.
Where did that shoe come from? What?
I don't know what he's doing. I'm not gonna ask. AEW Dynamite in Newark, New Jersey sells 10,000 tickets in its first day of ticket sales and close to a sellout already. New Japan Pro Wrestling news. New Japan currently in talks with Viceland, your favorite, for a U.S. TV deal. So not only would Viceland have Dark Side of the Ring, the wrestlers,
yo,
it
when
would
is
have
Dark
New
Side? Yo, please tag me.
It's coming back. It's coming back this year.
Please tag me when it comes back on. I am waiting for my show to come back.
They're going to talk about Brawl for All, and they're going to talk about, of course,
if you know me,
Chris
I know
Benoit.
Oh, God. You know, if you know me, I know the good documentary. Aaron Hernandez had me like this.
Stop.
Damn, I was
Another
stuck.
one, bartender, please.
Stop.
I was stuck. Anywho, go ahead.
ROH's The Villain, Marty Scurll, appeared at New Japan Pro Wrestling New Beginning USA show in Durham, North Carolina to challenge the Switchblade Jay White for ROH Supercard of Honor WrestleMania weekend. Ticket sales for the New Japan New Beginning USA tour have not been well at all. Durham drew about 800. The following night drew about 536 people.
You do know Durham is not that big, right?
It's not big at all.
It's not big at all. So unfortunately,
they chose the wrong places.
Durham's a great place now, but if you're trying to draw a crowd, you gotta go to Raleigh.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, even Charlotte. Or Charlotte. Because Greensboro and Durham are almost the same. Yeah. So, because they're like 10, 15 minutes apart. Okay, so yeah, you have to go to Raleigh or Charlotte, unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
She should be on the New Japan staffing list, I guess. Wrestling Observer reports that AEW's Cody Rhodes was offered a similar deal with Ring of Honor to Marty Scurll, in that it offered him to be a part of the booking team prior to him signing with AEW. Alex Shelley, after his performance in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, will return to ROH for ROH Bound by Honor to face Ray Horus. NWA news. NWA Power. One of the best episodes of NWA Power in a while this week. They announced that the National Treasure Nick Aldis will defend the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against the Villain Marty Scurll at the 2020 Crockett Cup in April. In a great sit-down interview segment, both men agreed if Marty loses, he will have to pay every fan for their ticket to the event. He gets to refund every fan with their ticket. This is going off of the big contract that Marty signed with ROH. I love how they're using reality in the kayfabe. It's excellent. Dave Lagana announces that there is a Lucky 7 rule with the NWA World's Television title, where if a champion defends the title 7 times successfully, he will then be in line for a shot at the 10 pounds of gold. Sean Mooney, the old WWF announcer, has returned to professional wrestling, and he has signed with NWA, and he was on NWA Power this past week. He looks like he hasn't aged that well.
Really?
He hasn't aged at all. He just has a couple of more wrinkles, but he looks pretty much the same.
Let's see, Sean Mooney.
Other wrestling news: X Division champion Ace Austin will challenge Tessa Blanchard for the Impact World title at Impact Sacrifice next month. MLW discusses adding trios titles for the company, and DDT, the parent company for DDT, Cyber Agent, has purchased Pro Wrestling Noah. In the latest big move in Japanese professional wrestling, rumors are saying that Cyber Agent may potentially work with WWE for their NXT Japan expansion. So that's all the news from all the big promotion as well as other promotions around the world. So we got to get into what we missed. Before we do that, anything from the Spotlight and the True Hills top guy?
Well, Chris I instantly said something I was going to echo off of. He says the Lucky 7 rule is genius, makes every title match feel important, especially for the one defending it. Yep. Because you got a number to reach before you get that step up to get a chance at the real belt. So that's a really, really cool thing, because now your title defenses matter. Yeah. So that's actually cool. And then of course,
the Lucky 7 rule for the NWA World's Television title.
Oh. And then of course, according to Brad Shepard from Chris,
of course,
that The Undertaker is slated to battle osteoporosis in a last man standing match.
That sounds legit. I agree 100%, Chris.
I'll let you handle that one, Chrissy.
Great analysis.
Wow. I am Wow, Sean Mooney is 60 years old.
And he hasn't aged a bit.
He looks the same.
He looks the same. Yeah, you can't say that's the same. That's not the same.
Same dude. Like
The Undertaker and osteoporosis.
1992.
Yeah, I just was watching that same
The
one.
Undertaker and osteoporosis leads to Chrissy Love looking up.
Well, it was gonna be your homegirl, but whatever.
So I got a question from my man Tyreek from the True Hills.
What he say?
Is he there?
I got a question for him.
Yeah,
if he's even watching or he knows somebody that's watching it for him.
And Randall Orton is 39. Sorry, I looked it up. Yeah. Just wanted to see him against Edge. You know, Edge for one.
Yeah,
we are. Oh hell.
Did it stop again?
Oh, we are.
Oh boy. Yeah, we are.
Oh.
You didn't realize that's on tape delay? Come on, get it together.
Listen. I had to make sure of this shit, man. I had to make sure we ain't have to get up again. But my question was just how did
You lost it?
How did it feel?
For the glow? It felt great. But I feel like it was stale because she didn't do anything.
She just stood on the table.
She stood on the table for like, and then some of her, I felt like her pop was great, but I felt like her in the ring, she was a little rusty.
But the real question I had was for Jake.
Okay.
How did you feel, and for the rest of y'all, how do we feel about Miss Santina Morella getting a spot in the Royal Rumble
yet?
Over the boss?
You're asking multiple questions.
I want to hear Chrissy's
and we haven't even got to the Royal Rumble yet.
You really want to hear?
I'm getting there.
I'm fuming right now. See, now I'm fuming. Go ahead. Continue, boss, please.
Anywho,
NWA
Hard Times was the first pay-per-view that we missed. Ricky Starks defeated Matt Cross, Tim Storm, Trevor Murdoch to become the new NWA World Television Champion. And he already has one title defense, so he has 6 more to go. And Nick Aldis defeated Flip Gordon to defend the NWA World Heavyweight Championship and gets to choose the turns between him and Marty Scurll. That was a stipulation made before the match. James Storm and Eli Drake. They had one of the best promos of the night. They beat Rock and Roll Express and the Wild Cards to become the new.
We got that wrong.
Yeah, we got that wrong.
I seen that. I was like, nah.
We got that wrong. I should have called it. It made more sense. To become the new NWA.
Because they can't go really no.
And Eli Drake and James Storm were the biggest stars in the match, so it only made sense. They're the new NWA World Tag Team Champions. Thunder Rosa continues her winning streak, her undefeated streak.
I missed all them fantasy points from James Storm.
And he beat Allison Kay to become the new NWA World's Woman Champion. Me and Chrissy got that right. Of course, Top Guy JJ got it wrong. And that was the match of the night. Thunder Rosa versus Allison Kay. The women have one match on the show, and that one match steals the show. From 11 different matches on this entire card, the women had the best match on the show, and the MVP was my girl, Thunder Rosa. If you aren't subscribing to our YouTube channel, check out my interview with Thunder Rosa from last year.
Can I read this?
Go ahead.
Can I stand like them too?
What? You want to stand like Imperium?
Oh my god, I loved it. It's amazing. And then the light just flicker off of them. It's like Christmas.
I won't stand because I'll let Chrissy feel like Volta.
Oh my god, this is
Volta.
Let Chrissy feel like Volta.
That was great.
I'm sick of people on the announce table calling him fucking Walter. His name is not Walter. His name is
Volta. Volta.
With a V.
It's with the W, but you have to pronounce it like you're from Austria. That's where he's from. Volta.
And then they just stand there and they just the same expression, all of them.
Blankly special.
So I want to hear him talk about my Worlds Collide card.
So yes,
I'm talking about my results for Worlds Collide.
Worlds Collide was the other event from this past weekend.
And I said, I'm sorry, and I did say I wanted Undisputed Era to win. Excuse me. However,
it didn't happen.
What did my mind change when I was watching that match? I was like, wow. No, they cannot keep Volta down like this.
And mind you, this winded up not being 4-on-4 because a member of the Imperium, Alexander Wolf, was taken out. He had a potential concussion due to like a strike from Bobby Fish. But the Imperium did defeat Undisputed Era due to the dominance of Volta at the end. DIY defeated Mustache Mountain in another great match on the night.
What kind of a name is that?
What?
Mustache Mountain. This sounds like a ride at Universal Studios or something.
They both have mustaches.
And just go ahead.
I love it. And Jordan Devlin defeated Angel Garza, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Travis Banks to become the new NXT Cruiserweight Champion.
Who picked it?
You did.
Who picked it?
I'll give it up.
And you lost points.
Yes, I did. I didn't have him on. I didn't have him active like a freaking idiot. Rhea Ripley defeated Toni Storm to defend.
Is a fucking star.
Oh, she's a dime piece, but she's not a star in WWE because they don't give a fuck about her. Toni Storm should be on the fucking main roster. What the fuck is she doing on the brand nobody watches?
She gets the she gets the least important wins on any brand.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I said she's a star, and I don't even watch UK.
And she gets catapulted to a spot where she's not going to win because she appears in the spot out of nowhere because the matches she win don't mean shit.
Yeah. Was she in the Women's Royal Rumble?
Yeah, she was.
She lasted like, what, 3 minutes?
2 seconds.
Like maybe 10 minutes. Maybe.
That long?
But again, she is a star, and she is not...
And she's not being pushed like a star. It's sad. And she's only 23.
And I think that's why they're waiting on her.
Have a good
and I think that's why they're waiting on her.
Yeah.
I think that's why they're waiting.
She's still young? What does that even have to do with it? Paige was 19.
Because I think once she gets into that moment, she's going to be there for a long time.
Okay. She could be a Charlotte.
I think she's going to be there for a while. Because she's going to usher out the people like the Natalias and the people that getting these minor pushes, and she's going to be in that spotlight for a long time.
I agree.
23 years old, her future is not even started yet.
It's bright.
And Finn Balor defeated Ilya Dragunov. So I say the match of the night was either Imperium versus Undisputed Era or DIY versus Mustache Mountain. You guys, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, put down in the comment section which one you prefer as the match of the night. And the MVP was, of course, Volta! And we gotta talk about the WWE Royal Rumble 2020. The biggest moments. We talked about a lot of them already. Drew McIntyre.
You wouldn't let us.
What?
You wouldn't let us talk about it.
Well, I said we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it now. Drew McIntyre eliminates Brock Lesnar after Brock ties the elimination record with 13 and wins the entire men's Royal Rumble, last eliminating Roman Reigns. Charlotte Flair wins the women's Royal Rumble after Bianca Belair dominates the beginning.
My girl. You know, when I see number 2, I was like, yes, bitches! That was the best pop of the night besides Naomi. Naomi fucking it up.
She set a woman's record of 8 eliminations. Then the right hand to our Lord and Savior, Shayna Baszler. In about 30 less minutes than Bianca Belair, she ties that same record, last being eliminated by Charlotte Flair. Why the fuck she walked into the same move she blocked before that, I would never know. They made Shayna Baszler look like a fucking idiot.
Like she was eliminated.
It was fucking retarded. She blocks the whole shit. She has Charlotte like this. All she has to do is push her.
And then she walks right into the same shit.
Yo, that shit
was one of the worst, bro. That was definitely the worst.
And that's why everyone was booing.
That's why everybody booed. More than Charlotte winning, it was how stupid that ending was. Like that's honestly how I feel. Like the crowd really booed the ending.
And not for nothing, for someone that came in from the other brand to pop, she should have won it. But whatever. You know, who am I? I don't work there. I just work at a school, so you know, I don't get paid the bucks from WWE. So I don't know anything. I don't know any better. The fans know they're stupid.
Listen. Your work is important.
Exactly.
You help a lot of kids.
You help these guys when they were.
Because these idiots don't want to make the proper decisions. They ain't got nothing on us.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You saving lives.
The Fiend defeated Daniel Bryan to successfully defend the Universal Championship in a strap match. The best Fiend match ever.
Yes.
Ever. This man who should have been
at... His 4th match?
No, he's versed Finn Balor. He's versed Seth Rollins twice. He's versed The Miz.
He versed Daniel Bryan.
He versed Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series and then at the Royal Rumble. So he's had 6 matches, and this was the best one.
Okay.
Even when he wasn't the Fiend, when he was Bray Wyatt against Miz, that shit was sucked. But this one was great. I love the welts on Daniel Bryan. They were really whooping the shit out of each other. And then the no-sell by the Fiend at the end. I loved it.
Can we throw that belt in the garbage, please?
Hey, maybe you should.
They really should.
Becky Lynch defeats Asuka. I would say in the ring.
Word.
This was a really good match.
It was a good Fiend match.
Yes, it was.
Good Fiend match.
Yes, it was.
Word.
Becky versus Asuka was a good match in the ring,
Not
but
possible.
no one gave a fuck because they didn't think Asuka could beat Becky. That was my assessment of that. Bayley versus Lacey. Bayley beats Lacey, but that was the worst match on the show.
That should have been on the pre-show.
Worst match on the show. And Roman beats Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match that had no business being 30 minutes long. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
I said, this show started at 7. Why is this match
What
going
the
on?
fuck? Why the fuck was that 30 minutes?
Because they had to have the people in. They had to have like
y'all wanted this shit.
Dolph.
Y'all wanted
Rude.
Y'all wanted. Y'all wanted this Corbin shit, right? I hope you're happy.
He loves it. The
Fuckers, I've been wanting y'all for the past 2 years. By his bum ass in these matches.
The match of the night was the men's Royal Rumble match, and MVP was none other than the Beast, Brock Lesnar, and him stealing the show in the Royal Rumble. Can we just talk about that for a minute?
Oh, it wasn't an MVP?
1, 2, you hit the clock ticket. Brock dancing to MVP was my favorite part of the whole show.
All of beat and whatnot. Yo, the fact that they
No, his reaction to Keith Lee. Oh, that's a big motherfucker.
He was like, oh he big.
The fact that they made MVP look like a chump, man, that's some sad shit right there. They should have made him be like number 20, at least be in there for like 10 minutes. Like this nigga got out immediately. I was like, damn. Oh.
That vibranium didn't work for him.
I would say
Black Panther, that vibranium.
Damn.
I mean, what was worse?
He had a whole Black Panther outfit. Like he came out all like he was about to do something. I was like, yo, this nigga ain't gonna do shit, son. Like, why he did that to him?
So,
like, he like made him look like a chump, son.
What was the worst return? Was it John Morrison versus Brock Lesnar or MVP versus Brock? See, you don't even remember that. John Morrison was in that match.
That was
he got flipped in one move.
Why is John Morrison need back?
That's what I don't even. Yes, he should have stayed with his wife.
I don't know.
He's back doing flippy shit.
But he didn't even get to do his like nearest save.
Oh, he did flippy shit. He flipped right over the top.
Oh, right over the top. I love the fact that Kofi was the first person to make it the 90 seconds, though. To make it the 90 seconds against Brock. That's
considered a push.
Yeah, that was considered a push.
That was give him a little bit of something because he lost it, to Brock.
That was probably, honestly, one of my favorite moments of the whole Brock portion of the Rumble was Brock taking out all three of them. Big E, Kofi, and Rey Mysterio. Where he jumps off of Big E's back to hit the Kofi.
Yo.
Like, yo, Brock should be a babyface. I was cheering for him the entire time. Yes, I was like, set the elimination record, god damn it.
You wanted
I really thought you should have set the record.
You should have
set the record.
I wanted him to go to the fucking end.
Like, Drew should have came in at, like, the way that played out, Drew should have came in at 20, and Ricochet should have been there at 18.
Yeah.
Like, it should have been, like, a couple numbers over, so Brock could have easily, this would have been Google search Royal Rumble record, this would have been the perfect video to see it. Now to see him match with Braun Strowman, to see him in a conversation with Kane, to have that kind of performance at the Royal Rumble and it doesn't stand out alone as its own individual accolade, it kind of like, it's weird.
Did anyone pick or think, because I remember last week when we were talking about our predictions, no one said Drew McIntyre.
No, not at all.
No,
that's why I loved it.
And it's sad because I forgot. I don't even think his name was even entered in as.
No, it was.
It was a part of our sheet. We didn't mention him because it was obvious.
Yeah, I mean,
it was obvious to us.
To me, Drew seemed like the number one guy to eliminate Brock. I didn't think the guy who eliminated Brock would be the same guy to win the whole Royal Rumble. I thought Drew would eliminate Brock, or I was like, Drew was the number one person, and then I thought Roman would win in the end, which was the original plan. Yeah. But in the end, I feel like they made the right decision with this one. They made the right decision because they put over Drew more.
Right, and I think it was a better sell because I think everyone would have been the same way like they did with Charlotte. Because we're tired of the same people winning.
Yeah, they booed Roman when he came out.
But I will say the way that Drew won it, was so much more convincing. And that motherfucking Claymore he caught on Roman was a thing of beauty.
Only one better was the one on Brock. Because Brock can sell. Brock sells better than everyone in the WWE main roster. Yes. When Brock wants to sell something, no one can sell us like Brock.
That connection caught Brock, I think. You saw foot, face. It was a perfect look, yo.
And then he laid down there on the floor because that man was exhausted. That man was winded in the Ricochet part. When Ricochet does the springboard, he catches him. He looks like he's gonna take him to the top rope, and he literally just fell. He's like, nah, fuck this, backbreaker. That nigga was turning. He turned different shades of purple in that match. He turned different shades of purple.
He literally became one of those. Yo, he became a WWF No Mercy body from the Nintendo 64. Like,
throw it away. Just throw the whole shit away.
You see, when your body gets damaged to all these points, that's literally what Brock looked like.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think Brock has not worked this much in like years.
No.
Since the young Brock.
No. But my God, Brock was the MVP up in night.
I don't wanna. I have to agree with you on that one because at first I was like, is he really At first I was upset looking at it, but now thinking about it, it's genius.
It was fun. It made it so different than any Royal Rumble.
Because I was like,
it made it different.
I was like, nah, get the fuck out of here. He keep just throwing everyone else like, how is he gonna win this whole thing? I was like, all right, I'm going home now. I can just pack my shit and I can go. Like, I don't need to keep watching it.
Then as it got more in, he kept making it different. He did the whole thing with Shelton Benjamin where he hugs him and he made each one different.
I think that was like low-key one of my favorite parts. Besides the Keith Lee one, I think that the one with Shelton and then Paul Heyman was like, yo, look, it's the dude that trained.
Reunite with Shelton.
I want you to share the ring with Brock Lesnar.
It's just... And I was like,
Hook,
I was like,
line, and motherfucking sink.
Like, this dude trained you, like, and surpassed you.
Yep.
Like, no one can think about Shelton. What's a great Shelton Benjamin match?
Oh, there's been a few, but it was like 2 decades ago. Like 15 years ago.
Who?
She's putting Mike to you.
Oh, she put me on the spot against Shawn Michaels.
Look it up.
Talking about the match.
Yeah, everyone knows. If you're a wrestling fan,
when he got his head kicked
exactly,
out.
the greatest super kick, the greatest sweet chin music of all time.
Where they literally went to the laboratory and literally replaced Shelton Benjamin's head because he got kicked to the roof.
He's super good.
Well, you
sweet
told me
chin
something
music
because
is so
I did not know not one Shelton Benjamin match.
Look it up, and then thank me when you see that ending and you see the greatest sweet chin music of all time.
I've seen him do great sweet chin music.
Nothing's better than that one.
You sure?
Nothing's better.
Nothing's
better than that.
I mean, listen,
show it to him.
I'll get on it.
I'll start going through what's next. But
wait.
Before you do that, can you see what the Spotlight and the True Heels have to say?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I will never not neglect these
Can we
guys.
just say like how bad? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Listen, calm down.
No. I wanted to say something about the women's Royal match.
Yeah, go ahead.
You never said who the MVP of that was.
Well, I always give an MVP of the show. The MVP of the show to me was Brock Lesnar. If we're going by Women's Royal Rumble, yes, the MVP was your girl, Bianca Belair.
However, I was not going to say that. What I was going to say, shout out to Beth Phoenix.
Oh, with the bloody head? Oh, absolutely. She deserves some credit.
I thought she was going to just collapse at any minute now because it just got...
She fought.
I thought she was just going to keep falling. It just got redder and redder.
And we do want to shout out our colleague from our YouTube channel, Drunk Guy JJ, who went all the way to Houston, Texas to see
Santino Marella.
To see the ball Sasha Banks not be in the Women's Royal Rumble.
On her birthday at that.
Not even because I'm sorry, Santina for longtime fans was just awful. It was still awful, but it was just like, oh my god, that's typical WWE. The only person who was worse than Santina in that Women's Royal Rumble, and she was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. If I just saw her entrance, closed my eyes, turned off the TV, turned it back on when she got eliminated, it would have been the perfect return. Kelly was goddamn fucking awful in that fucking match.
Oh yes.
Oh my god. I don't know how someone who was a bad wrestler in her prime became worse.
Can I just say something?
You're not convincing me out of Santino. I've seen Santino
Marella. Hello?
Yeah. Then he eliminated himself.
See, and this is what goes back to. That's why I had to read. Can I read the names? Where my page at? Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. I was? Yeah. No. Here you go. The Women's Royal Rumble was produced by Michael Hayes, Tyson Kidd, Adam Pearce, and Mickey James, and with Triple H helping to make the match with the flow of the match.
So I'm definitely, out of all those names, I'm definitely going to go with Michael Hayes came up with the idea for Santina to be in that.
And Kelly.
Yeah, probably Michael Hayes.
Can we not? First of all, Molly Holly, or whatever her fucking name, should never.
Mighty Molly.
Whatever the fuck her damn name.
Molly.
Fucking wrap that shit up. Do not invite her back next year. Who else? Kelly. God bless you, sis. I take your vote away to not come back next year. Santino.
Santina?
Whatever the fuck that shit was, it was a waste of a fucking spot. We want you to leave. That's three vacancies right there.
Completely agree.
Who else I can name that should not have been there? You could have had like girls from NXT come up. You could have had more girls that was in the back come up. That shit was trash. Like, I don't understand why you would allow these people to even come and be there. So for the fact that it was in and
say it loud, say it proud.
Say it loud.
And then you give Naomi her comeback, and she is sitting on a fucking announce table. But yet Kelly gets more pops and Molly Holly?
Naomi stood on an announce table for what felt like 30 minutes. I literally forgot she was in the fucking match.
She
and the best part is when I'm listening to Wrestling Observer, they have someone random on Wrestling Observer who doesn't watch wrestling regularly. He hasn't watched wrestling since last June. And he said the best point to me. He was like, why didn't Naomi just jump off the table on one foot? You literally stood on a fucking table for 30 minutes to think, nah, I can't just jump off with one foot. I gotta make a bridge to get there.
She could have landed on her butt. She could have landed on her knees,
and mind you,
her hands. She's that athletic where she can do something so good. Mm-hmm. It took you that long. You could have did a somersault. I don't know, you've done a handstand. Like, you've done this before, so I don't understand who or one of these. Let me see. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. It took y'all 5. All 5 y'all said, Naomi, what great move can we get for you to do for this Royal Rumble? And this is you coming back. You was gone for what, like 4 months maybe, because your man was an idiot. But that's another story. But this big pop that was supposed to be a comeback for you made you stand right here for the whole show.
Yep.
The whole
and then when she got back in, of course, like the last 2 years when she's done the same thing, she got immediately eliminated.
Exactly. Like, I mean, we knew she was not going to win, but how do we get or explain or say we let these 3 has-beens? Not even. I don't even know what to call. I don't even know what to call Santino, Molly, Kelly.
Oh my God, Molly Holly! I felt so bad for her. She almost got a concussion in like the first move she did. She did that snap mare on the floor and landed on her fucking head and everything. I didn't understand why they didn't eliminate her. Like, she was in the ring for like 7 more minutes.
I'm sorry, you're right. I apologize, Chris. I don't even know how we forgot about this. That was the best fucking part of the whole show too.
What?
Otis. I fucking love that man.
Yes.
Hot, and then he messes it all up and let both girls.
Well, he didn't let it go. She dropped on him. He wasn't expecting 2 women at one time. Otis is a man. He's a 1-woman man.
He got blindsided.
And she doesn't like women. She's trying to take his woman. I also want to say a highlight of the show was that interview with Sonya and Mandy, because if they're gonna build to Mandy being in the between a love triangle with Sonya and Otis, I'm watching SmackDown strictly for this shit. Like, this is the best storyline.
Like, where the hell did he come from? He just all of a sudden he was like, wait. Where the fuck did Otis just come?
I loved it, and I loved the crowd popping like crazy during that.
The goal of the night goes to Mandy and damn, what's the not Ruby? Damn, what the fuck is her name?
Sarah.
Logan? No, not Logan.
Oh, Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Sarah Morgan. What the fuck?
I don't know. You said someone from the Riot Squad.
Go up. Like, did you think that maybe 2 years ago these girls would be like this? No.
And never give Lana mic time during a Rumble, please.
Another one. I can get that. That's 5 people. Don't give Lana. Don't give Santina. Do not give Holly. Don't give Kelly. And That's 4. Fuck, it's another girl that I'm forgetting. Please remind me. Don't let them come back.
Guys, in a sense, this just means the women's rumble needs work.
It does.
No, but it was good.
No, it was not. In a nutshell,
I would say out of all three,
Beth
Phoenix was the worst one.
Beth Phoenix was the highlight of the show for the match for me because of her grit and her toughness.
I say
that was the only good spot, and Bianca Belair with the record-setting 8 eliminations and lasted more than a half hour. That was the only 2 things.
And no one would have never said
I'm
that.
sorry.
Before we move on, I just want to say, why the fuck are you putting Jerry the King Lawler in a Royal Rumble that had like 20 NXT people and he did not know one of them? The part that totally took me out of the Women's Royal Rumble is when I think it's like Vic Joseph or somebody's you know what Bianca does with her hair? And King says, "Oh no, what does she do with her hair?" I was like, "Nah, get him the fuck out of here. How the fuck you gonna ask that? You see this bitch with a 6 feet long hair ponytail. What the fuck do you think she does with this?
He comes to work, he collects a paycheck, goes home, and bangs a teenager. You know, the stuff that he does.
True. He's Harvey Weinstein of the WWE.
This is what he does.
Let's move on to what's next.
He doesn't watch any programming, you know. He
So, shout out to Byron Saxton and what the other man name is that?
Todd Phillips.
Welcome back home, brothers.
Welcome back to that.
I missed you.
We'll miss you, Vic Joseph. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Once I let the black dude go, I was like, damn, this is a spiral. King is not helping us. But they shouldn't have let that shit go from the get-go, though.
Hey, we got 3 big shows coming up from New Japan Pro Wrestling this weekend as well as next weekend.
He did a great job at TakeOver with Beth and the other guy.
So
Mario was he was at the Barclays Center.
Oh, okay.
It was a boxing match that night, so
he
had that Showtime money.
There you go. New Japan in Sapporo is this coming Saturday, February 1st. You got Uemura and Tiger Mask versus El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori. I'm going with the obvious pick of the Bullet Club. Who you got, top guy, JJ?
I'm gonna follow you on this one.
Bullet Club.
Bullet Club all the way. Hanaru. Honma. Well, let's hear from the comments.
Dude, Chris said Jerry Lawler dyes his hair more than a 70-year-old Puerto Rican grandma.
Well, there you go. Hanaru, Honma, and Maccabi versus Tinjo, Nakiishi, and Tenzan. I'm going to go with Hanaru, Honma, and Maccabi. Who you got, top guy, JJ?
When you could name that match again for me, I was stuck on that.
You got Hanaru, Honma, and Maccabi versus Tenzu, Nakiishi, and Tenzan.
I'm gonna go with Tenzai.
Tenzan's team. Who you got?
Tenzan team.
You got Tenzan's team. We got Taguchi. I picked Hanare, Honma, and Maccabi.
Okay.
Taguchi, Sho and Yo of Roppongi 3K, the IWGP Tag Team Champions. And Will Ospreay will versus Dookie, Kanemaru, El Desperado. Yes, his name is Dookie. El Desperado and Zack Sabre Jr. This is the preview. Will Ospreay versus Zack Sabre Jr., which is going to be on one of the other shows for New Beginning.
Wow.
Who you got, Chrissy?
Will Ospreay.
You got Ospreay's team, Chaos?
That's a strong team. Will Ospreay, El Desperado, Zack Sabre. I ain't going against that.
Well, they're not on the same team.
I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like a straight
No, it says verse. It actually says verse right next to Will Ospreay's
My
name.
bad. My bad. That was right there. I'm gonna go with Desperado, Zack Sabre, and Kanemaru.
A good pick, Suzuki Gun. We got a special tag team match. It's gonna be Robbie Eagles and Ryu Lee, the AKA Dragon Lee, versus the LIJ team of Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi. Who you got, Chrissy Love?
LIJ.
You got LIJ team. Who you got,
Bushi
top guy, JJ?
And
Hiromu.
Hiromu.
Shit just sounds like fucking Street Fighter.
Who you got?
Mortal Kombat.
I'm gonna go with Bushi and Takahashi.
I'm gonna go with Eagles and Ryu Lee. Ryu Lee's gonna get a shot at Hiromu and one of these other shows. Special tag team match is going to be Sonata and the double champion Naito 2 belts versus Jay White and Kenta to preview 2 big matchups on the Osaka show. Who you got, Chrissy Love?
The dude with the 2 belts.
2 belts, Naito 2 belts and Sonata. Who you got, JJ?
Yeah, give me the points. Sonata's on fire with Naito. Give me the points.
I'm going with the Bullet Club team of Jay White and Kenta. Kenta's got to get momentum before he gets a shot at 2 belts. Special tag team matchup. This one's going to be good. This one I'm looking forward to a lot. You got the Suzuki-Gun team of Minoru Suzuki and Taishi versus a dream team of Jon Moxley and the GOAT, Kazuchika Okada.
Is his eye really messed up?
Jon Moxley? Nah, no. It's kayfabe.
Okay.
Who you got?
He does look like the what's that movie? Damn.
Jack Sparrow?
No. No, not Jack Sparrow. The Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, that's right.
No!
Who you got, JJ?
Damn, when I'm fine.
Jon Moxley!
I agree with top guy JJ. I'm going with Moxley and Okada to get the victory. Who you got? Who you got, Chrissy?
Moxley.
Moxley and Okada, hot girl
He's
summer.
gonna win a patch.
I don't know how the fuck he does that shit every single week.
Okay.
That scratched every fiber in my throat.
Special singles match. You got this one's gonna be good. It's gonna be Tomohiro Ishii going 1-on-1 with Evil of LIJ. Who you got? Top guy JJ. Are you still scared to pick against them?
Against who?
You're always scared.
Give me the points.
The
I'm going Evil, bitch. Ishii, SMD, you in Japan.
He's gonna find you. Who you got?
He gonna find me in my sleep.
Ishii
He
or
gonna find me in
Evil?
my sleep.
LIJ.
You're going with LIJ's Evil. So Evil. I'm going with Ishii. I'm scared of that man. Who you got? Never Openweight Championship is on the line. Hiroki Goto.
Never open with what?
Yes,
Okay.
never Openweight. So New Japan has the junior heavyweight division. It has the heavyweight division. The division which combines both divisions is the never Openweight division.
Okay.
Openweight. Get it?
Okay.
Wow.
Great.
Hiroki Goto defends against Shingo Takagi. This is following up with Shingo getting a tag team victory over Goto at New Year's Dash. Who you got in this one?
Goto.
You got Goto. They're 1-1 in singles matches. This is their third matchup. Who you got, JJ?
Come on, Hiroki Goto.
I am going with Shingo to finally win the big one. Shingo Takagi was dominant during his first year with New Japan last year, and I feel like this is going to be his crowning achievement. New Japan, New Beginning in Sapporo. I'll just run through a couple of the matches that we got here, and we'll only get predictions for the top matches. So you got Hanare versus Tenzu. You got Yoromoro, Hanma, and Maccabi versus Tiger Mats, Naki Ishii, and Tenzan. I'm done.
It's Jon Moxley.
You gotta show the people.
That's Jon Moxley.
So people, this is who she thinks Jon Moxley is.
If you have kids, you would understand what I'm talking about.
So she still thinks that he's Dean Ambrose.
Pretty much. She thinks he's walking around with Mitch the potted plant.
Because she's over here shouting Dean Ambrose out mad hard. Dean Ambrose.
Grabio Kid versus
It's
El
been a long
Fantastic.
ass day. I'm sorry. The fucking Women's Royal Rumble had me over. I'm so sorry. All of this shit is all out the window.
Grabio Kid versus El Phantasmo, Robbie
This is who
Eagles,
Jon Moxley,
Ishii,
Dean Ambrose
and
was,
Goto
okay?
versus LIJ. You got a special 8-man tag between Taguchi, Sho, Yo, and Moxley versus Suzuki Gun. Let's hear the predictions for these top 3 matches. A special 6-man tag match is going to be Hiromu Takahashi, Sanada, and Naito versus the Bullet Club, Ishimori, Jay White, and Kenta. Who you got, JJ?
I'll let Chrissy pick those. I want to read Chris's comments.
Well, she's still laughing. Just make the prediction, and then we'll go to his comment. Just make the prediction.
Okay, all right. So you want the top 3.
LIJ versus Bullet Club. Who you got?
Bullet Club.
I picked against LIJ pretty much all. I'm going to go with LIJ.
You got Rev Pro, British Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Zack Sabre Jr. defending against Will Ospreay, the 2 best wrestlers out of the UK going 1-on-1. Who you got?
I'm going to go Will Ospreay.
You got Will Ospreay? Yeah, she can't stop laughing. I'm going to go with Zack Sabre Jr. in this one. And then the main event is going to be Kazuchika Okada going 1-on-1 with Taishi. Who you got, JJ?
I'm going to go Okada.
Okada all around. Now you can read his comment.
Yeah. So I'm going to trigger which one. So the one that she can't stop laughing at. So obviously this is in conjunction to what Chrissy showed us on the spotlight page on her phone. So Chris follows it up with one of his, of course. He says, SMH, that's an asshole from Ice Age. So
only Chris knows what that is because he has a child.
If you got kids,
you don't know what that is.
You got kids, you understand this whole theory. You understand this entire theory.
That nigga was sure the asshole in the fucking movie.
You gotta understand that part. So that's what happened.
Any other comments?
And then he follows it up with Chris, of course. This is Chris. John Moxley is more like Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid.
I agree.
And anything else that's relevant is not being read.
Okay, cool. New Japan Pro Wrestling New Beginning in Osaka is the final show of this tour. We'll run through the other matches and get the predictions for the top ones.
Yo.
Nakaishi has his final night in Osaka Joe Hall, and Nagata, Kojima, Nakaishi, and Tenzan versus Taguchi, Hanaro, Honma, Makabe.
This is a lot.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles is on the line. Showing Yo versus Kanemaru and El Desperado of Suzuki Gun. Special 8-man tag. Kota Ibushi. Hopefully he's done with the flu. Hiroshi Tanahashi, David Finlay, and Juice Robinson versus the Bullet Club. And let's hear the prediction. Special tag match: Will Ospreay and Kata versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Taishi. Who you got?
Wow.
I can't go against Will Ospreay.
Right, that's not even
like
fair.
A dream team.
That is a dream team.
That's wrong. Why would y'all do that?
That's like a dream team.
I'm going with Okada and Ospreay.
Ospreay.
All around. Special singles match, you got Sonata going one-on-one with the Switchblade Jay White. Who you got?
Jay White.
Give me the points. Going with Sonata.
I'm going with Jay White. I agree with Chrissy Love. And the top two matches, the double main event, is going to be IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Hiromu Takahashi in his first defense versus his arch nemesis, his longtime rival, the man that broke his neck in 2017, Ryu Lee. Who you got? Ryu Lee versus Hiromu.
Ryu Lee.
You got Ryu Lee being the new champion. Who you got, JJ?
I'm going to go with Takahashi getting his redemption. That was a long time ago, so he's got to get some redemption for that.
He lost 2.5 years of his career
because
of Ryu Lee.
Take another L.
I am going with Hiromu Takahashi. I forgot about this one. This is a triple main event, actually. IWGP US Heavyweight Championship is on the line. This is the match everyone's been talking about ever since Wrestle Kingdom weekend. It's going to be Jon Moxley defending his title in a dream match against Minoru Suzuki. Who you got?
Jon Moxley.
Jon Moxley, who you got?
A.K.A. D'Ambrose, the dude from...
Moxley!
What JJ said. And finally, in the main event, it's the IWGP
Why does he
Heavyweight...
have two matches on the same thread card? Like, I'm going to have a sore throat.
IWGP Heavyweight Champion and IWGP Intercontinental Champion Tetsuya Naito defends both belts against the Bullet Club's own Kenta. This follows up with Kenta ruining Naito's moment after Tokyo Dome when he became the champion and when he attacked him. Finally, can Naito get his revenge, or will Kenta become the second ever double champion? Who you got, JJ?
I don't see Kenta going that far yet. It's going to be a really good match. Kenta's going to deliver. But I see Naito retaining. I don't see Kenta doing it yet.
Not yet, it's too early?
Yeah.
Kenta.
Alright, and I'm going to go with Naito 2 belts. Naito 2 belts getting the victory in the main event of New Beginning in Osaka. So, we're going to round up this episode of True Hill Heat. Any comments from the Spotlight or the True Hill?
Just so that I completely concur with my man Chris with. Me too. I definitely want Justin Roberts to introduce me at my wedding.
Absolutely.
I want the full... I'll pay the extra for the gun shirt. Like, you know, I want to hear that shit.
So this is before the wedding or after the wedding?
I want to hear it before.
When you first walk in.
I want to hear it as because that's gonna be my spotlight, and then it's over for me after that. It's all about the bride after that. It's all about the bride after that. Because once she starts walking down the aisle, it's fuck me. I'm in a tux.
Yep.
It's her beautiful ass that's gonna be walking down that aisle. So I'm gonna have my moment and have him just give everybody like a minor headache because we all gonna be drinking prior.
They get to style and profile.
Yeah,
all right, but that's all from the Spotlight in the True Hills. We appreciate you guys watching. A plug for our YouTube channel. This weekend, you'll see this True Hill Heat 62 the lovely Miss Chrissy Love will be back with a
the
new
lynches.
edition with the SmackDown of with the lynches.
And we have to do it early before Super Bowl. Yeah.
Behind our camera, we got
We'll
another
be done.
contributor to our YouTube channel. I don't know if he wants to peek in. We got the All Elite Recap with Marcus Cash and Jimmy Macaram. That's coming up to the YouTube channel. You guys say took 2 weeks off.
Yeah, we were still a little seasick from the Jera cruise.
Ooh, fancy.
One of us came down with coronavirus, so we had to take some time off. But we'll be back this week, so
This
tune in.
nigga just said a coronavirus.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so now we only drink Coors Light. Anyway.
A coronavirus.
I mean, in his defense, I heard.
Spotlight and True Hills. Tell this man to man up.
No, he's being honest. He's an honest man.
I'm an honest man.
There you go. And you can check out a new episode of NSXT. Up on the channel right now is a new episode of Going Raw with Drunk Guy JJ. He's going to review this week's episode of Monday Night Raw as well. Facebook, you can follow us at the True Hills group page or True Hill Heat. Like and support that page. The Spotlight or Dirt Sheet Radio or even Battle Club Pro, our New York independent promotion Twitter page. Follow us at True Hill Heat. Shouts out to the national treasure Nick Aldis, who liked one of our tweets this week. Miss Chrissy Love, where can they find you on social media?
They can find me on social media at Twitter, which is the Sensational Chrissy Love, on Facebook and IG. Hit me up. I am there. Send us your merch. We will gladly shout you out on SmackDown with the Lynches in the Lynch domain. So that's it.
Top Guy JJ.
And Instagram, TrueHill_Top Guy JJ. Facebook will be Justin Johnson. And there was a reason I put annoying piece of item up here at the beginning of the show, which was this bad boy right here. This was one of my favorite connections to the Kobe and MJ saga. Is that it's one of my favorite pairs of sneakers. It is the 6 rings that was dedicated to the Lakers when he actually won his very first NBA championship. But it was a dedicated thing to, obviously, they always had this little back and forth going with them too. That's how competitors did. That's how they always did it. They always took jabs at each other, but then loved it and laughed at it over drinks.
Kobe dropped 55 on Michael Jordan's last.
Sure as hell did.
Marcus Cash, where can they find you on social media?
On Facebook, Worst of Both Worlds podcast for me and Jimmy. The YouTube page is Jimmy Macram. A lot of stuff there. He's on there too, so check that out. Jimmy Macram on the Instagrams, and my battery is dying. That's not a phrase. That's an actual handle. So
there you go. Me on the Twitter machine. I'm up on the True Hill Heat. Instagram, you got True Hill Heat, as well as myself, True Hill_Epic SP3. YouTube channel. Subscribe to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. You can see all of us as well as all of our friends. You got Jimmy Macaram YouTube channel. Battle Club Pro's got a YouTube channel. iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, True Hill Heat. Check it all out on there. So signing off for True Hill Heat 62. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time for True Hill Heat 63. And we are signing off until next time.